Okay, so it looks like we are live. Um, so, the Xfinity race at Darlington. Uh, I didn't watch this race live, or rather, I watched it, but I wasn't like half paying attention to it because I was on my house, away from my house, so I was watching it on the phone. Uh, at first, I really thought that I didn't pay much attention to it, so I felt like rewatching the race again when it re-aired later, when they reran it later tonight, just to see because I don't recall seeing a lot of interesting stuff happening on this race, so I was a little bit perplexed, and I felt like rewatching it because I thought maybe I missed something. No, as it turns out, we didn't miss. No, as it turns out, we didn't. I didn't really miss. I didn't really miss anything. The race was pretty underwhelming, but we'll get into that later. First of all, I just want to. Okay, I want to just get this link out, get the stream out. Just see here. Just want to share this on Twitter or X or whatever. Let's also wait a little until some people just connect onto the stream and see if chat's active today. Okay, it's not very active. Okay. And we will post it now. And there we go. Yep. Okay. So yeah, we had an Xfinity race yesterday. The weather was much better, thankfully. There were no rain delay shenanigans like we had during the truck race. Unfortunately, we had no practice or qualifying because it was rained out on Friday in the afternoon. So Cole Custer will start on the pole after practice and qualifying were rained out, and the field was set by the good old metric formula. Ford is 0 for 31 after last night, by the way. So I was just waiting to see disaster happen to that 00 team, as it usually happens to that blue oval camp. Chandler Smith second, Sheldon Creed lined up third, with Allmendinger and Austin Hill fourth and fifth. Then Sam Mayer behind him in sixth, Justin Allgaier seventh, Anthony Alfredo eighth, Riley Herbst ninth, and Parker Retzlaff running out the top 10. Behind them, Parker Kligerman 11th, Jesse Love in 12th, Carson Kvapil in 13th, making his third start of the season after getting some sponsorship for 6 additional races. He wasn't supposed to start at Darlington, but after his second place finish at Dover, he finally got some sponsorship that they wanted him on the card for 6 more races. So Dale Jr. did them a favor, and we got more Carson Kvapil for the year. So you'll love to see it. Kyle Weatherman 15th, SVG Vangisbergen 17th, making his first start at the track too tough to tame. Eric Amarola 18th, now back in the 20 car for JDR. Ryan Ellis 20th, Sammy Smith 23rd, Taylor Gray 24th, Josh Williams 25th, and just looking down the starting grid here. Ryan Sick 26th, Josh Bilicki 30th. He's now running the 92 for DGM. Matt DiBenedetto 31st, and by the way, congrats to Matt DiBenedetto. He has been signed to drive the 38 car for the rest of the season. A great move for that team, securing a veteran driver with experience who is capable of elevating lower funded teams to top 20 finishes. Great signing, definitely. Haley Deegan 32nd, John Hunter Nemechek 34th. He's now running the 26th for Sam Hunt Racing. And then Chad Fincham 37th, driving the 35 for Joey Gase. And finally, William Byron will start dead last in 38th because practice and qualifying was rained out. He will be driving the 17 car for Hendrick Motorsports. No one failed to qualify. Only 38 cars showed up, and no cars to the rear either. So we line them up, and the race starts. Cole Custer jumps out to an early lead with Allmendinger passing Chandler Smith for second. And a little fun fact that the broadcast mentioned that I just had to make a quick check at Racing Reference once I went back home because I made a mental note of that to check. And yes, these are the first ever laps Cole Custer has led at Darlington. Despite him having a bunch of top fives and even a win, he never led a lap at Darlington until today. In that race he won back in 2019, it came by virtue of Denny Hamlin getting disqualified in post-race inspection. So yes, Cole Custer won a race without leading a lap, and he also won a race at Darlington before leading a lap at that track. Just a little fun fact that I thought it was really cool, but also kind of shocking because considering all of the good results that Custer has had at Darlington, it's really shocking that he never led a single lap there. But it's also funny because not many drivers can say that they won a race before leading a lap at that race. So pretty cool stat out there. We got some early issues for William Byron. He hit the wall in turns 3 and 4, and he got a flat tire out of it. He obviously had to pit, and he fell into a hole 3 laps down. No caution came out of it. The caution did come out a couple laps later, though, by competition yellow because of no practice or qualifying. It was scheduled for lap 20. And on pit road, the leaders pit. Austin Hill wins the race of pit road over Justin Allgaier and Sam Mayer after going from 6th to 1st. That 21 team, not surprising, that 21 team is the fastest pit crew in the Xfinity series. So again, not surprising why Austin Hill managed to win big off pit road. Sheldon Creed moves up to 4th. Allmendinger falls down to 5th. Almirola moves into the top 10. And Cole Custer, he fell to 15th. After the air gun that the left front tire changer failed. I don't know if it broke or something, but there was a failure with the air gun on the left front tire changer. It caused his pit stop to last 23 seconds. And on top of that, he had to come back down pit road again to tighten the left side lock nuts. So he will be restarting at the rear. And just like that, whatever chance Ford had at winning today is gone. They just cannot catch a break. This is not, I'm disappointed but not surprised. I knew some misfortune like this would happen. I just didn't expect it to come this early. So anyway, we go to the restart. Allgaier takes the lead away from Austin Hill, and he immediately pulls away. This stage, it goes green the rest of the way. We got the only issue that we have, the only notable thing that I wanted to mention, or rather, only notable thing that happened in this stage at all was Jeremy Clements, who pitted under green with an issue. The car was smoking a lot. He eventually took it to the garage. Looks like it was a mechanical issue, but no caution came out. Allgaier cruised to the stage win. Austin Hill 2nd, Sam Mayer 3rd. Allmendinger 4th, Kligerman 5th, Chandler Smith 6th, then Almirola 7th, Jesse Love 8th, Riley Herbst 9th, and Sheldon Creed 10th. Cole Custer managed to rally back to 16th after restarting at the rear, but unfortunately that's where he would stay for most of the rest of the race, at least until the very end where his car just came to life after getting some additional track position. But then we go to pit road. The leaders pit. Austin Hill wins the race of pit road once again over Allgaier with Sam Mayer 3rd. Ryan Ellis got penalized for pitting when the pits were not open yet. He came down to pit 1 lap before the leaders did, because the leaders always pit the first lap the pits are open. So we go to stage 2. Just like in stage 1, Allgaier just retakes the lead from Austin Hill, and he starts pulling away once again. This stage went green all the way, and nothing particularly notable happened. I have no notes, and it's not just because I wasn't paying attention to the race. Like I said, I rewatched the race. I thought it was because I was like half paying attention to this race because, again, I wasn't at home when this race was live. And I watched the race on the phone whenever I could, but even after I sat down and rewatched it in full later tonight, No, this was just a long green flag run where everyone kept it clean, no major contacts, no major incidents, uh, no flat tires, no drivers making unscheduled green flag pit stops. What we had, however, was a couple of drivers reporting power steering issues over the radio, especially towards the end of the stage. Um, I know I heard John Hunter complain about his power steering, losing power steering over the radio. Parker Kligerman, Sammy Smith, Ryan Ellis. Uh, but like I said, stage 2 went green over all the way. Nothing noteworthy happened. Allgaier cruised to the win despite Austin Hill closing the gap from 2.5 seconds down to less than 1.5. But that was partly due to the leader dealing with lap traffic. This is also the 12th time in his Xfinity career Allgaier has swept both stages, but he's only gone on to win twice, so something to keep track of as stage 3 unfolds. Austin Hill 2nd, Parker Kligerman 3rd, Sam Mayer 4th, Eric Almirola 5th, Allmendinger 6th, Jesse Love 7th, Brandon Jones 8th, Riley Herbst 9th, and Chandler Smith 10th. So we go to pit road, the leader's pit, and this time Allgaier wins the race of pit road over Austin Hill, with Almirola moving up to 3rd. Chandler Smith got penalized for removing equipment. He left pit road with the gas can still attached to him, and he came off in the middle of the track. So obviously that was a penalty. Allmendinger came off pit road 5th, but unfortunately for him, his car loses power under yellow, and he has to pit to fix the issue. And he eventually has to take it to the garage. He does come back, but he is several laps down by then. And I'm just not gonna lie, Kaulig has been so bad this season. Not even their best driver can salvage them at this point. Because he's now suffering from the same mechanical failures that are plaguing Josh Williams and even Van Gisbergen. So yeah, they're really unfortunate a tailspin that Kaulig has come down to. But yeah, we go to stage 3. Once again, story of the race. Allgaier cleared Austin Hill off turn 2, and he started pulling away. We have a caution, a quickie yellow for Hailie Deegan. According to her, because she posted this on Twitter after she DNF'd, she got doored by the 07 of Patrick Ermley on the front stretch. This caught the left rear tire, and he sent her spinning entering turn 1. The blonde tire, it ended up shredding the entire left rear fender of the car, including the door foam, and this ended her race right there. Another DNF on what has already been a very difficult rookie season for her, but it's a good thing that she came over to clear the air and actually give us a better insight of what happened on Twitter, especially since, Fox and their camera angles, they never provided a good camera angle. The only good camera angle they provided of that incident was just Hailie Deegan. The camera was just panning to Hailie Deegan already, just spinning out with her tire already shredding the fender of the car. But yeah, really unfortunate for her. We go to pit road. We got some strategy now. Kligerman, Allmendinger, Josh Williams, Chandler Smith, and Kyle Sieg pitted while everyone else stayed out. And once again, Allgaier cleared Austin Hill on the ensuing restart, while behind them, the guys who pitted for fresh tires, they started making up ground. Parker Kligerman in particular, he restarted, I believe, 25th. He made it all the way up to 6th in just 15 laps when another caution came out for Kyle Sieg spinning in turn 2 after Parker Retzlaff had an oil leak in front of him and ended up spilling oil on the track. He doesn't blow the engine though. He does manage to finish the race, although he finished like a couple of laps down. So yeah, now we go to pit road and everyone pits this time. You never want to be at a tire disadvantage at Darlington. You never want to take 2 tires at Darlington. That track just chews up tires like crazy. Allgaier wins the race of pit road over Sam Mayer and Austin Hill. Almirola moves down to 4th. He made it up to 2nd on that last green flag round, something I forgot to mention. I really thought he and Kligerman had something to challenge Allgaier, but before that caution came out, so it was honestly a bit disappointing to see that caution just reset everything. But Cole Custer, he got made it into the top 10 in stage 3 during that green flag run. He managed to pick up positions to move up to 5th, taking advantage of that taking advantage of a good pit stall, I guess. Not the number one pit stall, but a good pit stall, and also his team just making up for his just terrible pit stop with a pretty quick pit stop there too. And then we go to the restart yet again. Allgaier pulls away, just leaving Sam Mayer and Hill to battle for second, which Hill eventually prevails. And despite a Sammy Smith flat tire, no caution comes out. The 8 car, he makes it safely to pit road, and the race goes green the rest of the way. Allgaier cruises to a dominant victory, sweeping both stages and leading 119 of 147 laps. I gotta say, that was the most dominating win I have seen out of Allgaier in a good while. And this was also a milestone win for Allgaier, as with the win, he surpassed Kyle Busch for the most top 10 finishes of all time in the Xfinity Series, 267 of them. As well as also Tom Houston for 10th all-time list with 24 wins. So definitely a milestone win for Allgaier. Going through the finishing results here, Austin Hill finished second. Cole Custer finished third. If he never had the issue with the air gun on his first pit stop, he would have probably challenged Allgaier for the win, no doubt. But instead, Ford goes... I'm not saying that he would have, won the race, but he probably would have given Ford more of a fighting chance. But instead, they go 0 for 32 now in 2024 across all 3 National Series in a pretty unceremonious fashion, too. Sam Mayer finishes 4th, Almirola 5th, Parker Kligerman 6th, Riley Herbst 7th, Jesse Love 8th, Sheldon Creed 9th, and Brandon Jones running out the top 10. William Byron in 11th. He came back from 3 laps down to just finish outside the top 10, take advantage of the wave around, and then getting lucky with the free pass with a couple of cautions that there were in stage 3. To just get back and try to salvage something out of what was a terrible day otherwise. Chandler Smith 12th, Ryan Sick 13th, Anthony Alfredo 14th, Shane Bangisberger 15th, top 15 in his first ever his first ever Xfinity start at Darlington. Great to see. Kyle Weatherman 17th, Taylor Gray 18th. He was running the 19th for JGR, I forgot to mention. But I guess you figured that out on your own, as I was, going through the starting lineup. If you watch the race, he was running the 19. Carson Cavapel 19th, Brennan Poole 20th, then Josh Williams 21st, Josh Bilicki 22nd, John Hunter Nemechek 23rd. He just never... I was honestly a bit disappointed. I thought John Hunter would at the very least finish like a top 15, top 20, considering he runs pretty well at Darlington. He's had a couple of good runs in the trucks and Xfinity in the past, but whatever. Matt DiBenedetto 25th, Chad Fincham 26th, Parker Retzlaff 31st, Sammy Smith 34th. Another bad finish for him. That's 3 straight three straight finishes outside the top 20 now, and that puts him below the cut line now. String of bad finishes. Allmendinger 35th after his electrical issues, just got a bad finish as well. Haley Deegan 36th after her issues with the tire. Jeremy Clemens 37th, and Ryan Ellis 38th. It looks like he DNF'd after a mechanical failure. I didn't notice when. Probably that entering the pits after stage 1 while pits were still closed. I believe that had something to do with that. Let's see if I can find... Okay, let's see if I can find, because I just want to double check when did Ryan Ellis exactly DNF'd. Because now I'm curious. When exactly did he DNF? Because I wasn't paying attention. Doesn't show me here. It's okay. Whatever. As for the race itself, not gonna lie, this was one of the more tame Darlington Xfinity races in recent years, and that's saying a lot considering there were a lot of battles in the mid pack. Like, the race was not bad overall. Xfinity cars at Darlington, they always put on a show. If you watch the race, how fun of a track Darlington is. Um, but there weren't any notable moments throughout the race or an amazing finish like we have had on 4 of the last 8 Xfinity races. Because both races in 2020, then the 2022 race with Sheldon Creed, Noah Gragson, Kyle Larson, and then 2023 with Larson again, as well as John Hunter Nemechek. So yeah, 4 of the last 8 Xfinity races at Darlington have ended in an amazing finish. I'm not saying the race was boring. It was just underwhelming. As a matter of fact, in my opinion, the truck race on Friday was better, in my opinion. That's something you don't hear me saying every day. But yeah, the truck race, I don't know if you're gonna qualify it as better, but to me, it was more eventful and, you know, just better overall. Even if it was a bit more chaotic, but the truck race last night wasn't as chaotic as it usually is. Wasn't too chaotic. Wasn't that, you know, it didn't reach the levels of chaos that was like, oh yeah, that's too chaotic for me to like it. But it just had a perfect balance of long green flag runs and also like its own share of chaos. The Xfinity race was just meh. So yeah, I guess we're looking now at a. I know we're just 12 races into the season, but I guess we're just looking now at a, or rather 11 races into the season. Like we are 1/3 into the Xfinity season already. I know it's too early for me to say, but it looks like right now we're looking at a Cole Custer, Chandler Smith, Austin Hill, Justin Allgaier Championship 4 right now. Again, Xfinity is just too easy to predict because it's very top heavy. Right now, those are like my Championship 4: Custer, Hill, Allgaier, and Chandler Smith. So, I guess that's it. I'm just gonna leave it at that. Let's just see what the Cup race has in store for us. And yeah, I'm done.